Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are ready for a fantastic pre-market prep. We're going to do some live trading. If the trades present themselves, we'll cover some levels on Bookmap where we might see some heavy passive buyers or sellers and some potential trade setups that I'm going to be looking for throughout the day on the ES, NQ, GC, and CL. So let me get us up into our Discord community. You guys are free to join. It's bullishbrs.com. You do have to be a member to join. You get live access to a bunch of trade rooms and some live streams. Let's get the chart up there. All right, all right, all right. Good morning, guys. What's going on? Hello, hello. Hope you guys are ready for a good trading day. Guys, today we're going to start off with gold, going over gold first. And the reason for gold is because it has been in a very strong trend. Now, we already took out that previous day high. Wow, look at that. Is our previous day high where our orb high was? Yeah, that's interesting. Guys, check this out. So yesterday when the market opened on gold, New York session market open, we rallied and then we pulled back and we stayed range bound for the whole day without coming back towards that high again. Now, this is no longer our orb. This is now our previous day high. Okay, good. Guys, don't forget, join Futures Fever today on Benzinga at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on their YouTube channel for a chance to win a free Apex account. Give me a half a second just to respond real quick, just to make sure everything's lining up nice and smooth. Awesome. Now let's check out. This is our previous day high. Now what we want to know right off the bat is what are the odds that this previous day high is broken and then we close green as well. So we're going to pull out the Edgeful statistic-based platform. We're going to do previous day's range, and we're going to do GC, which is gold. Bring this up a little larger just so we could see it. And I'm going to actually shrink it down a drop just so we could see more on the screen. Now, previous day's range, we're going to do daily session, not New York session. We want to look at the daily. We're looking at futures right now. Okay, well, I see that gold, when it breaks that previous day's high, we have an 81% chance of closing green. And if I'm looking back at the past 5 days where we broke previous day high, we closed green on 5 of them in a row. And look at this. These are all very recent. 311, 312, 313, and 317 and 18. So they're all lined up very close. We are in a good trend on gold. Guys, give me a half a second. I'll be right back. All right. Good morning. What's up, Sharina? Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good. Right back where we were, gold. Previous day high was taken out already overnight. We came into this demand zone again at 5:15 in the morning today, and we held it, this 30-minute that I had marked out. So we are going to throw our rectangle tool on there just so we don't miss it. We could even, I was going to say we'll keep it blue so we know it's a stronger zone, but we'll keep it as a demand zone. We'll delete this blue level. We don't need that. Let's see, 30-minute time frame, 45, 1 hour, 2 hour. I'm not seeing much here. I would maybe consider this as a supply zone on gold. And we'll mark it out as a supply zone, and how we could use this, even though we're in a bull market, we could use this as a demand zone once we flip it. So instead of having to try to short this because it's a supply zone, we could wait till price wants to push through and then come retest this level to push higher. So I would look to see if we could maybe break above this area right here. We'll mark that with like a little bit of a blue area, like a turquoise-ish. I want to see if we could break that with strength, like a quick pop into it, so that this area becomes a low volume shelf, and that will be my area where I want to re-enter longs on gold. Gold, so 30.52 overnight. That's pretty wild. 30.52.40. Crazy, guys. We'll mark that out as our buy side liquidity, because that's our next pivot, and delete this price level right here. Let's take a look at gold on Bookmap. So we do have a strong price level at 30.48, 30.49. Okie dokie. Let's see. 15-minute. I'm also looking to see if we did create any new demand zones. So you see how we came off of this demand zone. Did we create any new demand zones? We have a little bit of a basing candle right here. Nothing too crazy. So we'll mark that out with just like a bit of a blue rectangle so we know it's an area of interest. Other than that, we're being patient. Not much else on gold. Would only be looking for longs today. Let's check out crude oil. Get an idea of where oil's going. Check out our previous day high, previous day low. Check it out. We are below that previous day low already. We're going to mark that out. Gap fill is going to be somewhere over here. Open price is down here. And let's see, previous day high is way up there. Now, oil, I sort of feel like we might want to retest this demand zone one more time. I'm not too sure, but it's sort of hard. I don't know. If we draw it out, it does look like we're in a little bit of a bear flag here. Right? See how we had our down move, our bear flag. So it's like, do we want to push lower again on oil, or is oil finding its bottom right now? Remember, guys, oil had a massive pump up until about mid-January until it full on reversed. So is this the bottom? This was the bottom for quite some time last year on oil. So very strong area down here, 66.50 to about 65. 64.50, almost a $2 range down here. So it is hard for me to take any shorts. Let's take a look at crude oil on Bookmap. See if we see anything. 66.50 and 66.85, but this price level just formed. Let's check our lower time frame, see if we have anything else here. I'm sure there's maybe an hourly or something. No, I don't see an hourly. We have a 2-hour demand right here that we held a couple times, and it looks like we're trying to create a new 2-hour demand zone. We have our basing candle, and we have our rally candle. So what we would look for is this red candle that we're on right now, this new 2-hour candle that we have an hour and 20 minutes left on, to push green as well. Let's find our gap fill price so we could line that up right. Gap fill is going to be at the 3:30 close candle, so it's going to be right here. Is our gap fill 66.80. 66.80. Get our electronic trading hours back on. Right above there, right at that price level, 66.80. So what I might look for, what I might consider, is to see if oil does want to dip back into this demand zone one more time. Let's see, we have a little bit of an imbalance right here, a 15-minute fair value gap, I should say, that's at 66.35. 66.35. I don't see much down here at 66.35 that's significant, so we're going to be patient on that. Probably not going to see anything on oil today. Session range profile. Okay. 30-minute looks like it could possibly be basing if this candle wants to rally and then we continue. Again, back to gold, same sitch. We're going to add an alert right here to see if we could break above. Now let's check out ES and NQ. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let me know if you got any questions or you want to cover anything. Let's take a look at the ES now. ES has been dropping like it's hot. And guys, don't forget FOMC today at 2 o'clock. So we might not get that good of price action or we're going to get a trend. But that's usually how the cookie crumbles. We get one or the other. Let's start with the daily on ES here. Take a look. Previous day low. Not taken out yet. Get rid of this purple level. And this actually will get, yeah, we'll get rid of those. Let's get gold on Bookmap over here so we can keep an eye on it, see if it wants to break. This is the daily on ES. Previous day high goes right up here. PDH, previous day high. Opening price on ES is going to be somewhere down here. And then we'll find our gap fill as well by putting our regular trading hours on and bringing our gap fill price to our 345 candle close. Perfect. So open price and gap fill are pretty similar, pretty close together right now. This data level is old, right? We already swept that. So we created data high, data low on this day, on Monday. We tried to continue higher. Tuesday we pulled back and we were able to reach back to that data low level. So no longer need that data low, is not a real zone anymore. This supply zone was also broken and retested as demand. I know we're below it again, but we broke it and we're above it for this whole afternoon. So we're going to delete this. It's no longer a valid demand zone. We could keep this blue area. This area did work as a pretty strong AOI, where it was resistance when we were below it. Then it was support when we were above it. Get rid of this purple level. And now let's break down some other time frames, see if we have any new supply or demand zones we could be targeting. Here we go. We have a supply zone right up here. Again, this is another old data high level. I'm going to delete that. What is this red level right here? Just an old level. Okay, let's see. So what was I looking at? I was looking at the 3 hour right here. I'm like, where is it? There it is. Had to zoom in to find it. So here's a supply zone, 5720 on ES. We can pull up Bookmap on ES too. Let's see. What did I say? 571950. So let's mark this out as a 3 hour supply. And 5719. Well, I see a heavy level at 5697, 98. 57, what did I say, 19? Look at that. We got some heavy sellers above it, so price might be trying to move towards those levels. We have to see. We got to wait and see how the market wants to move. We do have a positive CVD right now. I have Bookmap for NASDAQ on my other screen, so I can keep an eye on both throughout the day. See, we have a strong passive buyer at 19,740. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good today. Ready for some trades. We didn't take out, did we take out previous day high or low yet? We did not. We did not. So we could sort of expect some range-bound price action. 15-minute, let's check the 30-minute. A little bit of a demand zone right here. Not the strongest of demand zones. And I say not the strongest because we have our basing at a low. We have our rally, but then there was no continuation. So we're going to mark it so we understand where the low of our range is, but we're not going to be married to this zone. Could add an alert to it as well. Today is Wednesday, so again, guys, don't forget we do have FOMC today at 2 o'clock Eastern, so that usually brings a pretty strong volatile move into the market, so make sure you're out of any trades before 2, or that you're not trying to trade that at 2, right? Let the market sort of play out or cool down. Not expecting any interest rate cuts, but who knows with Powell. Whenever he speaks, the market moves. I'm looking to see if there are any supply zones near this area over here. Because you see how we have this demand zone? This was an hourly demand zone. We didn't hold it as support at all. We just dived through it. We dove through it. And usually when we do that, we do retest that area for resistance. So I do want to see how we react in there. 57.97, 57.98 is a pretty strong level on Bookmap, and that's right here. And we're going to mark that out. 57.98 Bookmap level. Perfect. So that's what we're looking for on Bookmap. Yes, sir. Guys, don't forget contract rollover. So take advantage of the video I posted in the Discord and YouTube. I'll post it for you guys in the chat. So how to adjust drawings for contract changes in TradingView. Super helpful for us futures traders because contracts roll over, what is it, 4 times a year? So we want to be prepared for that. We want to know how to adjust our drawings. All right, so this was ES. Really, oh wait. A little bit of a supply zone right here too. So there's our range, right? That supply and demand gives us our range. Our range is from about 56.86 to about 56.60, 26-point range. So when we could break, we'll look for a retest of the range to go long. If we fail, we can look for a re-entry of the range to go short. Either way, we're going to see how the market wants to move. We could check edge full for our gap fill stats. Because right now our gap fill is 56.72. 56.72 New York. Let's check. We could do reports now, I think. Let's see. ES gap is forming. 0.20%. So gap, this would be a gap up, fill 72% of the time. But if we're looking at by size, there's a 0.20 gap. So let's look at the 0.20s. Gap up 80% of the time. Listen, those are high odds that this gap fills if this remains around this size of a gap. We could check it out too with our measurement tool to make sure that is the correct move, that is the correct size. I mean, not for nothing, it's near 0.20, could almost be under 0.20 of a size, right? 0.19 right now. And that would give us even better odds because it's a smaller gap. But it's going to depend on where the market opens. Right now, it's still only 8.49. So who's to say that we don't open right next to the gap fill price, like right here, or that we don't open all the way up here? So it's really going to vary. So we're going to be patient on using the gap fill today. We might even push lower before market opens and open as a gap down, right? So right now we'll wait and see. It looks like gold just tried to push through that level or zone I had marked out, and it seems it has failed. Look at that, right? Where buyers tried to accumulate at this passive sell wall, and the sell wall held up and pushed us lower from there. CVD failed to spike higher on that move up. And again, we got that rejection. This is a supply zone still. So we'll wait and see. 30-minute. Do we have any fair value gaps to be looking at or anything? Here's a fair value gap right here. But let's check the odds of a fair value gap holding, right? Because something tells me the odds are not going to be good. So we'll do GC. And for the report, we'll do fair value gaps. This is a 30-minute time frame, so we will do a 30-minute gap. And now this gap was formed at 6 a.m. So sessions-wise, we can look at the London session. Oh, bullish fair value gaps. Let's see, mitigated 51% of the time. 51% of the time this will break. So that's definitely not in our favor. If anything, we would be looking for a lower area to go long. I had a 15-minute demand zone right here. So now we could mark this out because now that gives me a bit more confirmation, a bit more strength that if we do break this zone, a lot of people stop out of their position just for me to get my entry on the position, right? You got to find those people that are stopping out for us to enter. D15. Great. Oil. Chilling around right now. We'll add an alert down here on oil as well. That's a 15-minute fair value gap. And if we check crude oil, it was created at 5:45. Where's the gap size? Usually, there we go. 30-minute. We'll go to the 15-minute now, and I'm sure that's going to be very mitigated. Yeah, almost 60% of the time it gets mitigated. So we'll be careful with that too. Got to remember though, 60% of the time it is mitigated, which means 40% of the time it isn't. So it's got to hold up at some point, but we don't want to trade off of some point. We want to trade with real probabilities and odds. I do like this zone right here. And the reason I like this zone right here is because it has this little gap in price right here. And it even has a gap in price right there from candle to candle, candle to candle. And those show me good gaps and where there might have been an imbalance. So definitely interested on crude oil maybe over here. We did take out previous day low on oil. So be careful with that, right? Didn't we? Yeah. But I was saying that on the daily chart, it's a little hard to take these shorts because we're at a strong area of support right now. So while a lot of people might be going short due to yesterday's rejection and push lower, I don't know, we might pull back and see these prices again. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see the hourly, 5-minute. Just seeing something real quick. Seeing what I could delete. This is an hourly demand zone that was broken and it was retested. Okay. All right. Deleting a lot. Starting fresh on this crude oil right here. I'm looking right now. Let's see. We'll delete this. Delete this. Keep this 15 right here, supply zone. Right through my head. That's 15-minute. And then we'll check the 30-minute. I'm going to be looking in this area again. Okay, well, now I see a 30-minute supply zone right there. So I'm going to draw them both out at first, but at some point I am going to decide which one I want to keep. Okay, this supply zone was broken already. It was a pretty strong area of interest, but it broke once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So I'm going to delete it. It's a big zone. It ain't worth it. Let's see. So 30-minute there, a 15-minute there. What about a 45? 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all I need. We got an hourly, 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour. Sold. We got nothing. So we're just probably going to keep the thinking of keeping that 30 instead of the 15. I might keep both. They're only 10 cents away from each other. I might keep both just so we're aware. Part of me thinks, though, that this 15-minute might be the stop hunt one, right? Where people have their positions, people are eager to get in a trade, they take their short at the 15-minute supply with the stop loss at the top of the 15-minute supply because they were too anxious to get in the trade. And then what happens? They end up getting stopped out for the next zone to hold. How often does it happen, guys, where you stop out of a trade and then the market continues in your direction? So just be patient. Maybe wait a little bit longer on that entry. The market is not out to get you. The market does not know you from Adam and Eve. So patience is key. Market doesn't know you. Just wait for a good entry and use some good tools too. Order flow. I love using order flow. Let's check out the NASDAQ now, guys. NASDAQ. Let's see. Previous day high and low. Get rid of our old purple levels. Previous day low goes down here. This gets deleted. This is the open price. This is our gap fill price. And this is our previous day high. Now remember, guys, FOMC today at 2 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be a big mover to the market. Might make a big impact, might not. Quite honestly, I'm thinking if Powell doesn't have much to say interest rate-wise or anything like that, which I don't think he will, market might give us a whole lot of nothing. So let's prepare for everything. We do our pre-market how we would do any day. Powell doesn't talk till 2, and if we get choppy price action, then we just don't have a trade. All right, here we go. Supply zone right here. I'm sorry, demand zone right here on the NASDAQ. So demand, mark this out. D30 minute. And check out this demand zone on NASDAQ. This 30 minute we're looking at right here. We see all these lower wicks. That means price tried selling off into the zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and buyers held it each time. Now, if we look at it on a lower time frame, like a 5 minute, we can see how we react to it. We try to, let's see, this is where the zone formed. So this would be our first test. Looks like a lower wick on the 5 minute. We closed and then rejected higher. Looks like we, again, wicked into it, rejected higher, wicked into it, rejected higher, tried to sell into it, rejected. So each time, sellers look like they're stepping in. We can play the replay system too. And if somebody didn't have this demand zone here, they would think this chart is selling off right here. But if you have your proper zones and support, resistance, supply, and demand all mapped out, you see that we're at the bottom of our range. And we're supposed to buy the lows and sell the highs of our ranges. Let's see the next time we sell into it right here. Select bar. So at this point in the market, whoa, it's magnety. There we go. At this point in the market, again, it looks like, oh, we're selling off. We're going to take out all these lows over here. We're going to move lower. People are hitting the sell button down here. Again, unaware of the current range we're in. What happens right after that? We reversed on them. Same situation here. Looks like we're selling off. We reversed on them. And that brings us to where we are right now. And that's up here. So I'm going to be adding my alert on NASDAQ down here. See if maybe we want to sweep this pre-market low around 19,660. Call that sell side liquidity. A bit of an internal sell side liquidity too, because it's not a higher time frame SSL. All right, let's see. Let's find our gap fill price on NASDAQ. Regular trading hours. Gap fill 345 close. So gap fill and open are like the same exact price. So I'm not going to have those overlap. I'm just going to do gap slash open. It's interesting that they lined up together. It's not interesting. It happens pretty often because it's wherever the New York session closes, and then we have low volume after that, unless we have some sort of earnings that impacts the futures market. And then our open price is wherever we open around that 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So usually they are pretty close to each other, unless we either have a gap from that 6 o'clock open, or we have futures after hours. Let's see, crude oil found some strength. 30-minute time frame didn't close as strong as I would want it to. For us to create a basing or a demand zone right here, we did have the green candle, but I would want to see this candle also continue higher with some strength, and it's really looking weak right now. We can pull up crude. We see this big buyer stepped in here and failed, but we did have a big pump on the CVD. So that's a bit of a green flag. Would possibly consider longs on oil. Let's see, but how would we play that? I like that the CVD was growing. That's what I liked. This is probably how I would trade this on crude. Again, I'm looking for that 15 to continue. I'm not taking any trades yet. Again, CVD's trying to grow here while price is pushing lower. This is what I'm looking for if we could start pushing higher on oil. Remember, we did take out previous day low, and stats-wise, previous day's range, crude oil, touch previous day low, yes, bias bearish. Ooh, there's some hold. Okay, if we get a retest of this price level, I will take it long, stop loss at the low. Looking for like a 6-cent stop loss. If we continue, we do have some room to run. Only way I don't take this trade is if the CVD decides to drop. It's coming back towards my entry. I'm going to move my entry up a tick so I do get filled. Stop loss is still going to be the low of this current 5-minute candle. So I'm in these longs on oil, guys. I'm in just a few contracts, 3 contracts, oil. Stop loss at the low of this current 5-minute candle, looking to target some type of high over here. I don't see much resistance until supply up here, so that would be pretty great if we could get in a runner today, especially because the 30-minute is what I was looking for to continue green, and that's a higher time frame to line up, so let's see if we could get that. Also, the 2-hour. Don't forget I wanted the 2-hour to go green as well. So we're going to wait here. 5-minute closes in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So CVD is still trying to grow. We don't have much resistance up here anymore. I'm in my long and I'm being patient. Let's see. We have some good buying delta, it looks like. So I'm not too concerned on this. I am concerned that the current recent price action has been range bound, but that's why I tried to get in sort of towards the middle of the range. Let's see, would want to see point of control start to move higher too. I am happy to see point of controls up here, not somewhere down here. We also have our 70% of volume traded from 66.70 to about 66.76. So we keep point of control somewhere up here. If we could start pushing higher, what's the delta? Delta's only -14 on this. If we could push to a positive delta on this 5-minute, we could probably flip green on this 5-minute. There we go. There's that positive delta flip. Let's see if we can get some good volume. That was a good volume spike. There we go. That 210 went to like 310 really quickly. Boom, guys, look at that. Nice, nice. Let's see. CVD spiking on oil right now. Let's see if we get a huge move on oil, guys. Let's see. Bang, guys. Let's go. Keep it going, baby. That's 2-hour confirmation, 30-minute confirmation. Loved it, loved it. Let's see. Let's see. Got to be careful. I like the CVD spiking. I'm going to be holding this trade. Let's see. Positive delta on this candle, too. Really want to see, look at that 325 volume's picking up like crazy up here. I really, really do like that. Something I want to see. Price levels on crude to the upside. We only really have 66.85. We do have 67.07. But nothing else like too extraordinary. It's 67.60 also possibly. Yeah, I mean, again, CVD is pushing higher, so I'm bullish on oil right now. I am in these long positions. I was looking for the 30-minute to push green, because I wanted this to be our 30-minute basing candle, green candle for a rally, and then continuation higher. So we get in at these lows over here on the 30-minute, and we look for continuation on the 30-minute, then that could lead for a Trenton trade for like an hour or so, and that could be really good. But I also want to see where there might be resistance. I see some resistance possibly right here. But other than that, the next wick we have is all the way up here. That's also why I got in these longs. We do have a ways to go if we could find some buying momentum on oil. And I like that the CVD was pushing green. That's definitely in our favor. And we also have some good buying delta too. Just really need to see follow through. We have 23 minutes left in this 30-minute. If we could start to break higher, that would be huge. If we don't, that's okay. We're just going to stay patient. And let's take a look to see our footprint, see where volume is starting to stack up on oil. We want to see it stack up higher, right? We want point of control to be moving higher. We want price to be accepted at higher prices. There we go. Nice. Sweet, guys. What a pre-market trade. That's retail buying it to save its dealers are pissed off at it. They're going to drop it hard at the next 2 weeks. You talking about oil, Lil AR? Lil AR in the in YouTube. I'm thinking of getting out of just like one contract here. I don't know. Part of me is like get out of one. Another part of me is like, let's just hold this. There we go, guys. Huge. Let's get it, oil. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh man, goddamn. Keep going, baby. Pump it. Louder. Pump it. Louder. Awesome. Let's go. Love it, guys. Love it. I'm gonna get out of one contract at that 66.93 level. Maybe not. This thing looks like it wants to spike again, and I want to hold it. Let's see. Now we'll get out of one at 66.93. That's called playing it safe, and then we'll let the rest ride. Come on now, one more spike, 66.93 I'm looking for. Really need that to push back up there. Like point of control's moving higher. I might move that actually. Maybe 67 I'll try to get out at. It's just that spike in CVD along with the move higher was the confirmation I needed. I don't like this low volume down to 80, but that's okay. Not freaking out over it. Remember, I was looking for the 2-hour to continue, which we're getting now. It's looking for the 30-minute to continue, which we're getting now. So let's see if we can hold these winners. 425 up here, point of control moving higher. This is great. This is looking like it's really coming out to a great trade. So we're gonna wait 1 sec. We do want to be careful on these longs because it is still long on oil while it is in a bit more of a bear trend. So yeah, we'll play it safe, get out of one contract, next spike if we can get that. Let's see. I'd like to see if I could get out like 93 maybe. Get out of one contract at 93. Maybe I get out of two at 93. I'm in 3 contracts right now. Guys, what do you think? Do we get out or do we hold? Remember, I said I might be holding this for like an hour if the 30-minute wanted to continue. But realistically, I know my best trades usually come from day trades, and I don't want to be fighting against that. But risk to reward wise, that my target would be up here. I want to see another spike on the CVD. I almost want to exit right now with how we've been like range bound, but the way oil trades, the way it just like spikes at random, you exit now and then it'll spike. So we're gonna wait 1 sec and see. I am gonna move my sell limit away from 93 in case we do want to spike through to like 96 or 67. I'll get out at 67 of one contract if we get another crazy spike like that. Let's see if we could add our time in sales minimum to. Yeah, you see how time in sales is having trouble finding 87 right now. CVD's stalling out, but it's not really selling off. There's an 87, 22 lots, but it's feeling weaker right now. Okay, all right, 5-minute did close. Point of control is up here. I like that the 5-minute closed without a huge upper wick, so that does give me some confidence in this, along with the green CVD. So some confidence in this. Delta was positive 771 that last candle. We could wait. Stop loss is all the way down here. Could definitely be patient, see if we want to get one more pop. It was a beautiful oil trade. Wasn't even looking to trade oil today. So I might, let's see. Give me one more pop. I really want to get out at 90. What's that? 93. Give me some good volume. I want to see that volume spike on this footprint chart on TradingView right now. And also, if we could continue and create a fair value gap here, that would also sort of help confirm our bullish bias. So again, moving up might take profit a bit. Want to see if we could break through that 93 again. 89, we're seeing price being sold and bought at 89, 88, great. Just want to see that 90, want to see those higher prices. 89, again, really want to see 66.90 go through. Volume's picking up, 214 here. Buyers are looking like they want to push this higher. The problem is CVD has not spiked again recently. I'm thinking of getting out of maybe one contract. I don't know, we'll see. Our next price level isn't till like the downside, it looks like 48, 51 maybe. 51 down here. So let's see, give me a spike. Let me get out of these on oil. 214 left in this 5 minute. A little concerned on that. Gonna be patient. CVD, a little drop on the CVD. Want to see if we can manage to hold. Want to see if we could push green on this 5 minute candle again on oil. Trying to dive through. Negative delta on this candle, but we are coming to a point of control. We do have low volume down here. Remember, I said we had a low volume towards that 80 level. Right now we're coming into that low volume level. Now if we could hold, I might not look to scale out. I might look to hold my position, but we're going to see. Low volume down here. I want to see if the 78 could hold. If 78 could hold, I'll have a lot more confidence in this trade. If it can't, might be looking to stop out. Guys, give me 1 sec. Just getting a call. It is 9:15.
I mean, I could just glance at the chart and be like, oh, okay, well,
All right.
yeah, this, and this on the horizon. That's all I need. But sometimes stuff will surprise me if it's news or whatever.
Guys, I'm not liking gold right now. I'm oil right now. Really not a fan of the last minute of price action here on this 5 minute. What was I looking at? I was looking at the 30 before. So we'll wait. Point of control is up here on the 30 minute. I want to see if I could at least get out up here of these longs. I'm hoping we spike up.
Let's see. EIA at 10:30.
Moving my stop loss up. Yeah, I almost just want to get out here.
Oh. Fed interest rate decision. FOMC. Okay.
Ooh,
okay.
fudge.
Should have some volatility today.
Yeah, FOMC today.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at the news now.
You don't do a pre-market or anything for yourself? You just get on and roll over?
Not usually. I mean, I'll glance at the major stuff if it's important.
Yeah.
Like just now, that's all I really need. Everything else is chart.
Cool.
That's just my style. I mean.
Yeah. No, that's why I ask. Everybody's different.
I find that like if I get too far down the rabbit hole in pre-market stuff that I tend to talk myself out of trades sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'll happen.
Come on, you can't talk yourself into risk. You can't talk yourself into jumping. Come on. What's up, guys?
What's going on, Creed?
Oh God, the power of Joe. Kev, what you think of freaking Joe Powell this season? Now that Biden's out and Trump's in, Joe Powell seems to have chilled just a little bit more. Seems a little less feisty. What do you think?
I was gonna say the same thing. He's real chill now. He's been real quiet.
Well, it was easy for him to shake up Biden all the time here, but he can't do it to Trump, so he's just like, whatever.
That's what it seems like. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be unique. By the way, guys, I'll be doing the FOMC stream today as well on there, just so you guys know. So that means Sig will be doing the evening stream tomorrow. But it's gonna be a unique day today. Gonna go ahead and get this out there for any of the newbie traders that are not aware of FOMC on this. Big, long, boring Benjamin Graham story short on this is that, for those who know that one, be very careful. This is not a day to go full tilt. This is not a day to have excessive leverage, but also this is typically on FOMC days. By the way, you can go to Google, type in FOMC, Foxtrot, Oscar, Mike, Charlie, calendar. All right, it's going to take you to a Google link on there. It's going to take you to the Federal Reserve Board calendar of when these meetings and everything are. Mark them down in your freaking Google Calendar on there so you know when they exist. Go ahead and predate them so you know that they're coming up and you'll have them. And these are days that either A, if you know personally, if you're a risky trader on there, walk the hell away, or go to Sim, go to something like that, because this is a day where it's one of the few days throughout the quarters that a lot of accounts get blown up. Because people decide to go, oh yeah, I know exactly what Powell's going to say because the meeting notes came out at 12. That's cute, but what's he going to say during the Q&A on there? That's the part that the meeting, we actually tend to be pretty muted about the hour before on there. So you'll get the news and everything at 12, and then basically between when those meeting minutes and everything come out and an hour before his speech, market dies. I'm talking dead vampires sitting in the casket type of death. And so that's where you get real choppy, and you can really have a big problem with that. So these are just things to be aware of as a new and medium trader. And to be quite frank, in my personal opinion, it's even more advantageous just to go straight to Sim and practice your trades on Sim so that you can see it. There's no point in jeopardizing your whole account, especially if you're a prop trader on there that could blow the whole system up. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Love it, man. Thank you.
Remember to keep a journal log of what color tie he's wearing.
Oh, God, yeah. So for those unaware where this whole tie thing came from, so before Powell, we had Greenspan. You can go look up the Greenspan briefcase. You'll see that there were very, very, very large bets. Ray, I don't know if you were around for that part, but when people, if he had it in the left hand, if he had it on the right hand, or short or long, my God. So now with Powell, with the tie, is that if it's like a purple tie, all right, he's neutral. But God forbid the man come out in a red tie or, an obtuse call. A whole market goes freaking short at that point, especially if it's like whether or not we're going to be doing a cut. And then if he has like a muted color like blue or gray, people are expecting neutral comments. Like there's this whole mythology around the Powell tie. It's God, it's something. But there's a lot of money put behind it. It's hilarious.
Guys, I'm trying to get out of oil here. I want to see the 78 hold. I mentioned 78 earlier. 78 holds, then I'll hold. But we got to see. It's trying to hold. It dips into it, and it's trying to hold. Nope. Let's see. My stop loss is at 75, entry 72, so it's a no-lose trade.
There goes SCNX.
I say I'm looking on Netflix to grenade here at the bell.
Yeah, market opens. What time is it? It's 9:22. Guys, I'll get out of your hair. Pre-market, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Hit that like, hit that comment, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.